Hi guys, today I'm going to describe how to make a bottom navigation bar. So this is what we call a bottom navigation bar. It's that bar we find at the bottom of our mobile apps and some web apps. So Twitter has, Facebook has, Instagram has, and the bottom nav contains icons that you can click to show different pages or sections in a page in a website. Okay, so this is actually due to a request by one of my students. He wanted to learn how to create this, so I'm doing this video for him. Now, okay, we need icons. Before I go into that, I want to explain the UX behind this whole thing. So I like the fact that designers are really not, let me not even go into that. Let me just say that if you are designing a bottom nav, you have to consider people that are really not able to differentiate between colors and things like that. So you want to add something to support the distinguishment. Is it distinguishment? The difference between one icon and the other. So now on your bottom nav, you always have one that is selected and others that are not selected currently. Now, because you have this one that is selected, it has to be different, obviously, from the ones that are not selected. So what I'm saying is you don't rely just on color to distinguish. Now this one, if I zoom in, this icon is different from others because this one has a feel, like there's a color inside. This one, there's no color inside, it's just the outline. So this icon is what we call outline icon, the style. This one is what we call a fill icon or bold, something like that. So if you want to do this now, this person has distinguished between this one and the rest by adding fill to this, and then the fill has color blue, right? Another way of doing it, both of them are the same. So let me move on. Another way of doing this one, okay, the difference between this one and this one is that this one is cut out while this one is not cut out. It's using a shadow. It's like it's floating on this nav bar. This one has text and an additional ellipse to differentiate between this one and the rest. And we can see that this nav bar has, it has what's it called? It has text supporting it. So some people really may not know the meaning of this icon, and they don't want to start guessing. You don't want to stress your users. That's why you need to add text to support. Another style is this one. When you click, the selected one has home. It has the meaning of the icon while the others don't. So even if you are not really able to differentiate between colors, you can at least see that this one is bigger than the rest. And this one uses outline, the same outline style as the others, but with color, outline color, and then text compared to others without text. And then this one, you can just see that they are different. This one has fill and text in blue. This one is outline and text. So basically, if you just look at all of them, they are not relying on just the outline color and the style. They add other things to differentiate. So I'm going to be creating as much of this as I can in this tutorial. So now I've already imported my icons in this same text, in this same file rather. My icons are here in another page. Can you see them? There's so plenty. So back to the bottom nav screen. Okay, I'm going to bring my home icon, the one I need an outline icon like this one, and I need a few icon like this. So I'm going to search home, and why is it taking long? Come on. Okay, so we have different home icons here. This will not happen on your computer because I put all these icons there. I didn't create them, I got them from the internet. So okay, this is the one they use. I'm going to drag it out like this. It's outside. Then I'll look for the outline version. This is it, I guess. Yeah, this is it. Let me see if they are the same. No, they are not the same. this one is straight, this one is like pointed to the side, the one they are using is a little bit pointed to the side. So I'm going back to that field to look for the one that is pointed to the side. So this is it. Okay, can delete this one now. So these are the home icons they use. One is outline, one is field. Then this portfolio icon, I hope I can find it here. Portfolio. If we can't find it, I will use something else like files or something. Yeah. So this one looks like this one is few. It has minus. I'm going to look for another one that looks like it. Okay, none exactly looks like it. I'll just find the closest one to it. This one has minus. This one has minus. Okay, I found it. This one was minus, and then this one is minus. So you have to pick things that look almost the same or the same so that you won't confuse your users. Okay, so this is for the portfolio or category or anything. Second one. Then the third one, that is messages or mail. Okay, you have them here, lots of them. So you just pick. I'm going to pick one outline and one fill as usual. One outline and one fill. Yes. If you look at both of them, you see that they are basically twins. Then for settings, I want to use account instead of settings, or profile. If I don't find account, I'm going to use profile. Or user as the fourth one. It's really loading slowly. Don't know why. Okay, we have a few here. The way they don't look alike. Okay, we have something like this. It doesn't really depict. Okay, I've seen it. So we have this and this. This one looks like friends. I'm not going to use them. Let me use this one. This one. And this one. Is it really? Let me use the previous one that I deleted. Okay, so both of them, they are kind of close. Okay, so moving on. I need a plus icon too. I can always create that, but no. You don't want to give me add. Okay, we have one here. I want something without a background, so a boundary, a border. So we have it here. So now our stuff is complete. We can now start to make the nav bar. So this one, let me try to make this first one. So now we need a fill and 3 outline. So this fill home, I've duplicated with Control D or Command D. Then the outline 1, 2, then 3. So that's everything. Then you take everything. Okay, what I would do, if you leave it like this is 24 by 24. So this actually makes it kind of difficult for people to press on their mobile phones because the thumb is bigger than 24 by 24. So what I would do is that I would group or make a frame out of this, and then if you check here, this is a variant obviously. So I apply auto layout to this variant. That's Shift A. So it has put a frame around this variant. So this one makes it 44 by 44. That is kind of better for people to click. because when you put the prototype interaction on something small, then it will make sure that the user actually clicks on this. But when you add some space around and then you have a frame and you put the prototype interaction on this one, it makes it easier to click. So I'm going to do that for everything here. Okay, so now I can bring all of them together in one frame and add auto layout shift A. So now we have this, it's coming together, right? So okay, we need few of white. It doesn't have to look exactly like what the person did, because if we are trying to do that, we're going to spend a lot of time and I don't want to waste your data. Then we need some space to, if you're using something like an iPhone, you might want to add space under here, probably 64. So if you do this, then you make the height of content. So this one is leaving space for that what's it called, that iPhone indicator bar that is usually down here. So that's it basically. Then you add for the sides, you can add some padding to everything actually. 24, 24, 24. Then when we are done, we'll check the weight of this stuff. So it's 311, which is really not bad. If we create a frame, like an iPhone frame now, that is 375, the weight of an iPhone frame, this one 11 Pro is 375 pixels. So if we drag this one inside, it's going to fit. That's the goal, to do something that will fit. But you see that we have some space, you can increase the space between them, the space between them to something like 40. Yeah, you can have 40, things like that. You just keep tweaking and tweaking until you get something that works. Then you add your corner radius if you want, it's not by force. Okay, it's too near the edge, right? Let me change this one to 24 to have a balanced view. You can increase it a little like this. So that's our basic what's it called, that's our basic nav bar, basic bottom nav. Now if you want to start adding things like this text, this home text, okay, I've not colored it. So from this one I can change to blue that is different from black, that is very different. Can you see that this blue is really different from the blackish color that is here? So that's the basic thing. So if I want to add text to this one, this is a frame, I can put text inside here like home. So this is really big, unexpectedly big. So you can have your home like this. Then you make sure that this one is pointing down, vertical direction. Then you bring this one up, use your arrow key or you drag. Then you click on the same frame and align to center, so that both of them will be centralized. Then this home is looking really bold. You don't want it bold. And this 12 too, probably 8 will work. Then this one, okay, auto, the space here auto, because it's too big, it's too long, so the space is really much. When you do this to auto, it brings it, you see that it's a little smaller now. Then the space between them 10, let's try 4. The 4 doesn't look bad. Then the home color, we'll change it to the same color as this one. So there you go, you have your home. Then if you want to add something else like this small ellipse that is under here, you see that the one we did now looks like yes, this is the one we just did. No, not this one, something like this, but that one is outline, this one is outline, that one is free. If you want to change this one to outline, you can just come to this place. Where's that outline? You can copy it, then you paste it here, paste to replace. Yeah, that's it. Then you change the color to this blue. That is basically how to tweak the stuff. Then let me see, we've done this one, we've done this one. Let's try to put an ellipse under. It's the same method. You just come here, then you draw an ellipse. If you want to draw an ellipse, you can click on O on your keyboard. You mean press O and drop it on the frame. So it's going to be too big. You come here, you reduce it to like 4. You see, really simple. Yeah, that's that. About that, you can come here and adjust the frame. If the width is big, you reduce it. This one, let's try 16. Yeah, it's looking more like it here. So that is just it. We've done most of the stuff. Assuming it's something like this down thing that you want to add, you can do the same thing here. That you add it. You add a rectangle instead of a, what's it called? Instead of an ellipse. But that one you will not add. You won't add padding. So this one won't have padding, this one won't have padding, so that this one, the rectangle, can rest on this border. Okay, then the one that goes sideways is basically the same. If I duplicate it and come here, I'll just make this one sideways like this. Can you see? That's the benefit of auto layout. Then this little one, I delete it or I hide it, and then this one is already centralized. I will reduce the padding a little, or I just leave it and shrink it a little like this and add fill. So the fill will be, these are blue, right, or some gradient. Then the things inside, the home and the text, we change them to white because nobody can actually see this one. So that's it. And then this one you add some radius. That's it basically. You see that it's pretty different from this one. Any person that has some level of vision, you see that this one is selected and these ones are not. Then okay, another thing I forgot to say is that you gray out the other icons a little bit so that they won't appear too bold. So this one, you can select all these using shift. You press down shift and then you select them. Then you can reduce the pass through. That is like the transparency. You can reduce the opacity, or you come here and pick a grayish, a gray color, something like that. So it looks more like it. Everybody knows that this is selected, that you are on the home page. Okay, which one have we not done? I'm still coming back to this one with the plus. Okay, we've basically touched all this. Then the one with the plus. So now these are frames. So if you want to add plus, you don't just add it here, it's going to disrupt it. Or if it doesn't disrupt it, it's going to make this thing go sideways and then the plus will sit right in. And I don't want that. That's not what we want to do. So this plus, I will focus on it. I've added auto layout. I'll add some fill. Instead of white, I'll make it that blue. This blue. Then I'll change the color to white. Now add a lot of radius, until it is circle. Now we have this, right? It looks like this, but there they use the gradient. Let me quickly do something about that. We'll use radial. Now it can be a little tricky, so come here like this. Instead of 0% for the second color, you see the second color is 0%, you bring it to 100 and then you change the color to something like that. So it's looking more like it now, like a gradient ish. Now this is the color, this is the plus icon we want to use. So let's say we want to use it on one of these places. You know, the plus icon is not showing that the plus is selected. This is like a CTA, a floating action button that says, okay, you can do this, you can add something. You get. If you want to do that, you are going to add it to the frame, the nav bar as a group. You can either, let me duplicate this one. Okay, so you can either make it as a group with this one group. So if you add it as a group like this, you can select it and bring it down, bring it to front, bring to front, and then you bring it down, make it centralized, but it's still not looking like it, right? And that's because we didn't add a shadow. So now I'm going to add a shadow to this. Drop shadow, make it soft. It's too much. I don't really have a specific principle for adding shadows. I just do it until it looks right. I don't know if that's wrong, but if it's wrong, just forgive me. So I pick a deeper color from this from it, then I reduce the opacity. It's too much. So something like 20. Make the color deeper. I forgot. Make the color a little deeper. Something like this. So it's looking more like a floating action button. Let me change the background so that I can see it better. So you see that it's really floating on this nav bar. You can make this bigger by adding more padding to it. This one is to centralize it. This one is to add padding. If you have something like 24 and you centralize it and you move it up again, so that's basically that one. I mean this one. That's it. Then if you want to do this one, you're going to be you're going to make this one like a kind of vector. Then after that you now put this one on it as a group. So that is that. I don't know if I should go into that today, but maybe I'll do that in the next video. This one is already taking too long. So I hope you learned something part. If you need something else, just let me know. I'll do the video and you can study later.